What's going on, fellow A-plussers? It's your boy Adam Perez. We're back once again, baby, for a brand new review as we're set to get into Bakuage Sentai BoonBoomger episode number 7. And to be quite honest with you guys, I feel like this season is going by pretty quick. And I look, we haven't even hit double digits yet, but I look down thinking to myself, oh, this has got to be like episode 5, episode 6, or something like that. I'm like, nope, we're at episode 7 already. So we're having a nice little pace here for this season so far. Last week we tried to do a live review for you guys for our BoonBoomger review. I'm not sure how I felt about that. We'll see how the numbers continue to do for that episode review. But I'm going to stick to pre-recording for now. For me, I kind of like the opportunity to use some of the live edited footage from the episode. I feel like it makes the review flow a little bit better instead of like still shots and whatever the case may be. But look, at the end of the day, I'm doing this for you guys, so let me know what you guys prefer. Would you prefer if I did this more a live reaction for you guys, or you don't mind the pre-recording, having to wait a couple days for it? But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section box below. But let's get into this episode, man. And I'll be quite frank with you. This is not my strongest episode of the season by far. I definitely had my gripes with this episode. One, I truly just did not care for the Bundario thinking he was in love, finding out that it's really him just being a fan of somebody. The ridiculous sort of trench coat design disguise with the wig and whatnot. Like nobody was buying it. Like it just had really awkward moments of people on the sidewalks like, what the hell is that sort of thing. I almost wish that they just let him go out as the robot and just be like, he's cosplaying, right? Like he's cosplaying. He wants to go meet this person, so he's just cosplaying for this person. I think they probably could have gone, but it probably wouldn't have been so creepy and so weird how they just gone with the whole cosplay idea. So I didn't really care for that. And then if I could just be honest with you, I thought the villain this week was laughable. Like if I had any gripe with this week's episode, it's definitely the villain here. I mean, Homeboy literally had walls for arms. And really couldn't do much of anything besides really blocking. I mean, even the idea of putting the citizens in distress kind of made me just roll my eyes a little bit. The idea that he's creating walls so that people can't escape. But like when you look at these walls, like like for me, I think one of the funniest ones I saw was when he interrupts the girls' lunch in the cafeteria and he's like, block lunch. And it's like 3 bricks in front of them. And I'm just like, you guys can just reach over, grab those fries if you want, reach around, grab your drink. Like, it's not keeping you from eating your lunch. And then even some of the walls that he's building, like they're half walls. You can climb over them if you wanted to. Like like the delivery guy, he had his cart and stuff, and he runs into a wall that's like 4 or 5 bricks high when you can easily just carry the stuff over it if you absolutely need to. Like, guys, we don't need to stress about half these walls that this dude is certainly building. So it really just made me laugh a lot of this episode and be like, really? Like, this is our guy? And it did not click for me though until the very end of the episode when we wind up getting our Bob the Builder BoonBoomger Robo mode. Like idea that we wind up getting this specific mecha in this episode literally makes me feel like they just created the villain based solely off of the brand new design that they had. I really would have preferred if the design of the creature made more sense to like a character storyline or whatever the case may be throughout the episode, a little bit more close to home sort of situation. But this just makes me feel like the villain was literally created just so that the BoonBoomger Robo builder at the end could certainly break it down. The idea of construction, walls, it makes sense. But the idea that it felt like they worked backwards in the sense of what villain should we use this week, and they went from the end of their episode to create something that they felt was going to work throughout the entirety of it. And for me, it personally didn't work. And then when your sole purpose is literally to create a wall, but you leave like an art form piece of wall, like brick layer in there as your weak spot sort of thing, I'm just like, really, guys? Like we couldn't find another way to go ahead and bring this villain down. So definitely a lot of eye rolls for the villain this week. So look, I needed to get the negative out of the way so we could talk about the positive of this episode. And for me, it's Genba all day long. Mr. Procurement himself, always coming through in the clutch for the team. He's been there nonstop through the first 6 episodes. Always there to throw in that extra piece of weaponry, to do that extra, deed that certainly needs to be done to help the Boom Boomers get their upper hand, if you will. Last week, I think he threw a sewer top to Boon Red to help him deflect it. And this week, Homeboy's just carrying around small trampolines and mirrors in his backpack. Like, just randomly, he's got this stuff with him just in case of emergency. But, the one thing that I will say is I really appreciate Genba not having a passion for fighting. The idea that he is permanently okay in doing the job that he is doing. It's something that he clearly enjoys and really has never had that itch to get more involved in that. And I gotta appreciate that guy for knowing his road, if you will, that he wants to take control over, right? Like the idea of like taking your own wheel and controlling your life. Like that's the path that he certainly wanted for himself. And so I definitely appreciated that. But I also appreciate Taya explaining to him like, look man, we're getting ready to crank things up here and we don't want to certainly leave you behind. And it really kind of comes full circle towards the end when Genba is there to help as Mr. Procurement, to usually give the pieces of items that they need to overcome things. But you quickly learn exactly what Taya meant in here, and that's the sense that look, this team is growing. It's no longer just me, and it's no longer just me and Ichiro. We have two additional people sort of watching our back now, right? The idea of like being blindsided is gone. No need for a mirror there, right? Like if we are truly in danger, now I've got two additional people on this team to literally cover my back from all angles. We're more powerful than ever. We can take on more responsibility, take out, bigger threats than we certainly did before, to the point of where like, the items and stuff that you were helping us out with, we're kind of past that now, sort of thing. And Gemba clearly understands that. And if there is sort of any backup that they need, it's an additional team member. And Gemba is there to certainly go ahead and provide that for them and provide them with the backup and the resources that they need in just another type of way. And if Genba sort of stuck to his old ways, he definitely was certainly going to go ahead and be left behind. And clearly he definitely did not want to. And so I love the fact that he wanted to go ahead and kind of join this team. And I really love the way that story was kind of told. And I think if anything too, what really stands out to me is the idea of Taya actually approaching Genba, I think means a lot. We haven't really seen him do that with any other with any other members, right? Like Officer Joe sort of recommended himself, right? He's the one that kind of took his step forward to say, I'll be the guy for you. And then clearly Taya agreed. And then after seeing the idea of like what he can do out there, it's like, okay, yeah, now you can become a team member here. This is everything that you needed. But the idea of Taya, like, on his own time, creating this stuff, making it specifically for Genba and approaching him to be part of the team, I think says wonders in regards to how Taya definitely views Genba. And so those are a lot of the couple things that really stuck out to me in this week's episode that I really appreciated. Taya's appreciation for Genba, and Genba finally recognizing that, if I want to continue with this procurement thing and helping them out, the best way now to help them out is to become a fifth team member in here. And I gotta say, man, orange looks good on this dude. I absolutely love the orange design in here, and even his henshin sequence, like just the idea of him changing, just the subtle, smooth as can be, like bopping it on his knee sort of thing. Nothing extravagant, just a little I really dug it. Something just a very eloquent type of dude. So yeah, I really enjoyed that opportunity to see him henshin form in here. And other than that, man, solid episode from that point on. The Genba stuff really sold me. I was a really big fan of I know I called it the Bob the Builder mode, but I really appreciated the Robo Builder, and even the two new vehicles in the shovel and the I can't even remember the other component to it. But anyway, I love the combination, man. There's something really cool about not only forming a hammer, but also having sort of like an exoskeleton sort of attachment to the right arm that really does it for me. The face is even pretty mean, like he's wearing a construction hat. I even dig sort of like the spotlight that he has to kind of find weaknesses. They've really come up with some really great sort of robo designs for this season, to be quite frank with you. But I was a really big fan of it. And then last honorable mention, I will say before we get on out of here, I'm loving this rivalry, man. This rivalry between Commander Mad Rex along with Taiya. It was just a really cool shot when you had one side against the other side. The teams are fighting, but you still have just Mad Rex and Taiya just standing there, just looking at each other before they wind up rushing each other into an attack sort of thing. So we are building a rivalry here. Last week, you can say, Mad Rex definitely got a little bit of the upper hand, surprising him, really taking Boon Red to its limits. But Boon Red had something for that ass this week, as he really went toe to toe. Love the drill technique that he wind up hitting him with and cutting him open. And I definitely got under Mad Rex's skin. I really dug the idea of him saying, like, I've worked hard. I've worked hard on this body, sort of thing, for you to go ahead and damage it, sort of thing. So he's definitely taking it personal, and I really can't wait to see the two of them continue to clash, certainly in the future. Again, he's like the only Hishalian that I truly care about. Like the two or the three Hishalians that we have. Along with the villains of the week, I really could care less for. I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, give me all the Mad Rex that you certainly can. Like, I really want to see how formidable of a foe he's going to go ahead and continue to be, an opposite, if you will, for Taya in here. But look, guys, at the end of the day, these are just simply my A+ opinions. I always want to know yours. What did you guys take away from this particular episode? What certainly stood out to you? If there's anything that I missed that you guys want to further go ahead and continue to talk about, let me know your thoughts in the comment section box below, and we'll continue this conversation until next week's review. But until then, do me a big favor, as always, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. See you, Boon. Bye.